Yay! Yay! I like the applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All those people in that black and white audience. Do you know, look at me, I'm all blurry. How did I get all blurry? Hang on, I don't feel blurry. Alright, I'm not as blurry. Welcome to Both Mics, everybody. It'd be nice if we could hear you, Mike. Can't hear a word you're saying, Mike.
Right? It helps if I take it off of
There you go. Perfect.
mute.
Yes.
Yeah, I put it on mute so this way like I can say things while the intro is going on and you won't hear me.
All right.
But we are Both Mics. Both Mics is a show about nothing and everything. That is Mike Sofka.
And that is Mike Taylor over there. And together we are Both Mics.
Welcome to show number 87 of Both Mics Heard Everywhere podcast can be heard. iHeartRadio, Podbean, Facebook, YouTube, and every Friday night around 7-ish on twitch.tv/bothmics. Find us where you find podcasts. Like us, subscribe. Let us know you're listening. Let us know you hate us. Let us know you like us.
Oh, please let us know you hate us. I like that stuff.
Either way, it doesn't matter, you know. But yeah, just give us a heads up. Let us know that like someone out there is listening.
Right, exactly.
So what's happening, Mr. Sofka? How's things?
Living, loving. We're staying away from the snow. I hear in some parts of the country, not so much. They're having problems with snow, even in the Carolinas. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. And today, like, we had to go pick up one of our vehicles from the repair shop today. Our tailgate problem, and it was one of those days that if you were up north, you'd be like, it should be snowing right now. But yeah, day started off in the 60s, and then we got into the 50s. You know, temperature went down as the day progressed, and around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we went out to pick up the car, and it was just dreary, and it looked like it should be snowing, but
Yeah.
it was too warm.
Yeah, that's kind of my experience today, though. But I do have a bunch of stuff to get into, but
Really?
I got to go right to my standby here. We're gonna go right to our friends with the alien update.
Okay.
Buzz looking alien! Where?
Warning! Alien approaching! Warning! Biophysical experiments extremely dangerous to Earth people!
It's a pretty good robot. He's a little bit of an alien, too. But I think he's an alien. You could be an alien robot, right? Like, not all robots are domestic.
I computed the aliens. They are capable of sinister and dangerous acts.
You weird alien man!
All right, so the alien update. This is where we talk about these people who are easy to talk about because they're front and center. 7 or so of the 7 billion people on the planet. They're smarter and advancing our world, our culture with technology. 7 billion people on the planet. They're smarter and advancing our. I'm in a time warp. See, they know we're talking about them. Look, these guys have obviously had alien intervention. They are aliens themselves. They have someone close to them. They've got some sort of insider situation going on, and a couple of them are making the most of it. We're talking about Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Richard Branson, Mark Zuckerberg, all these people that have a lot more money and are advancing us again into the future very quickly here. I don't know. Can you say anything more about that, Mike, or does that pretty much sum it up? I can't hear you again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's me again. I'm losing my mind slowly. I'm here. Yeah, no, you covered it all. Yeah, it kind of rolls off your tongue like it does every week. So,
all right, I was just making sure because I trip it up, and maybe there's a new way of looking at it. I'm open to that stuff. There's a big problem with the NASA Lunar project that Musk is working on. This is according to spacemania.com. NASA's lunar landing has been delayed. It's been more than 50 years since any person has stepped foot on the moon, but NASA has plans to alter that using a completely new rocket and capsule technology, the agency's Artemis program, to deliver to the moon's south pole, yada, 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 yada. Anyway, Musk is somehow tied up in this. Didn't say anything about a Starlink rocket. As a matter of fact, they're talking about these Artemis rockets, but this is not good for NASA to put something on the back shelf here. Any thoughts on that? I mean, it's curious. We haven't been there in 50 years. Now all of a sudden we got to go back to the moon.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was kind of strange. Like, what's there now that wasn't there 50 years ago? And, I don't know. But is it just delayed, or you said they're putting it on the back burner?
Well, part of it was because of that legal challenge by Jeff Bezos, Blue Origin, which argued that NASA's selection of competitor SpaceX to construct the landing technology was unfair. That also caused problems and delays. Blue Origin's legal appeal, however, was unsuccessful, and SpaceX will proceed with building of the lander. So we talked about that on the show too, I know. But
yeah,
we
talked about that.
It blows my mind. I'm thinking the only thing that the moon is going to be good for us is a stop, a Buc-ee's, a gas and go, maybe a hotel. Yeah. Because the moon is right. All right, I saw something on one of these How the Universe Works shows or whatever today, and they were talking about some sort of solar flare or some sort of star moving through space or something. Anyway, they were saying that if you traveled at the speed of light, you would make it from the Earth to the moon in 1.3 seconds.
Wow.
But if you were going to the sun, it would take you 8.5 minutes.
Right.
And I thought that was really telling on distance. That was a way I could understand that. It just makes me wonder, is that what we're there for? Like, because it takes so much power and force and fuel and energy and power to get out of the Earth's atmosphere. Once they get out, fuel's not really a problem.
Right.
But they probably have these big empty tanks that they can go fill up for more interstellar travel. I think that's the first stop on the turnpike.
Yeah, more than likely. The John Bon Jovi rest stop on the moon there.
So will they have Tang on the moon again?
Why not? Why not?
Do you remember that? It came in a little jar with a twist top.
You can still get it in stores.
Orange powder? Where? Publix?
Yeah, I'm sure. Look on the top shelf. Can you see up there?
Yeah, no, I remember that. And what else did it... I remember watching them eat dehydrated foods and foods that you suck through like a plastic device. It was almost like a push-up pop or something of some sort. Do you remember seeing that?
No. I wasn't that interested. But from what I understand... the way to do it is, or the way they're going to do it is they're going to take raw materials from outer space or from the moon, and that's how they're going to make fuel. It's not that like they're going to bring the fuel up with them. They're going to, go up there and then have a place where fuel is, and then they could take it from there and launch off to Mars or Uranus, wherever they want to hang out.
Nice.
So that's my understanding.
Nice. Well. Nice. Elon Musk has taken another step in another direction here. This is his new Starship. That's the 2022 version. This is according to ComplexOB7.com. It's called the Next Generation Cargo Ship, the Starship 2.0.
Yeah. And the thing is, with these larger ships, most rocket ships you see are fairly skinny, as far as cylindrical in circumference. These larger ones. This is
18 meters wide.
Yeah, 18 meters is 50 feet. That's the size of this house.
That's pretty impressive.
I'm in a 3,000 square foot house, and that's pretty damn big to kind of get that off the ground. At 55 meters, you're looking at roughly 180 feet tall. And if that's, a good portion of that is cargo.
Well, that's what they're thinking. This is like the tractor trailer bringing shit up to the moon so they could build the whatever base they're going to build there and so forth. Because you're going to have to bring stuff with you. You're not going to be able to... Now, I think they should just bring a bunch of 3D printers and hit print and build their shit.
Yeah, that's the case, but you need the raw material for the 3D printer.
I know, dude. I know.
Dumbass.
You can just hit print and you can go have a sandwich or something inside the space capsule. Look out the window, check on it, you see it.
Well, you would have to build a home. You would have to build an Office Depot first.
No, they
Where
make buildings like that, dude.
Yeah, no, but
Oh.
where would you get your printer ink? You'd have to go to, you build an Office Depot or a Staples on the moon first, and then that way you have your supplies for your printer.
No, I don't think so. I
No?
don't think so. Yeah, what's he gonna do? Ask Bezos to put an Amazon store up there? Hey.
You can get your printer ink the next day.
And I can
Awesome.
take you totally out of the atmosphere, not just out of the, in no gravity for 2 minutes. I can take you totally into space. He should say, Jesus.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this is like the cargo thing. This is what they're gonna bring pallets of shit up on and stuff. So
But how many of those can you make, and how fast can you turn them around? Are you going to shoot one off a day? You're going to shoot one off a week?
I did see something else, and I tried to. I don't think I targeted it for this show, and I went back to find it again, and I missed it. But there's a way that is being. So far, at least it's a concept, and the visual concept and the construct they show is like a giant catapult. It's like a giant wheel. It's like a giant Ferris wheel laying on its side, and there's a building that this thing's sitting in, and they load a rocket into this thing, and it shoots it out like with the catapulting energy to get it to give it a head start while it's firing because it's pushing it through the catapult into space. I thought that was pretty cool.
Is that from here on Earth, or is
Yeah.
that for returning?
No, it's from here on Earth, but I don't see how it can be that effective with the gravitational pull and all that shit. I was trying to read more about it, and I
That's what I was
earmarked it.
asking. I could see something like that working on the moon.
Right?
Maybe catapult it from the moon and give it a head start, so this way you don't need as much fuel to return. Who
That makes
knows?
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And what's funny to me is that Musk he's comfortable getting in front of people and talking and, hey, send me your money, and hey, I'm going to start taking this crypto, and that crypto jumps up and he makes $1 million or a couple million there, here and there. I'm looking at this and I'm just, there's a thing, I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, but I don't know if you've watched these, let me see if I can find it right now. No, I can't. I'll just say, you ever watch one of these shows that they're talking about aliens or alien intervention and stuff? Here it is. I found my stuff right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but this is a fact. You can look it up. This I found according to AutoDailyZ.com, but I've seen and heard this before, and I do know this to be real. Elon Musk's name appears in a 69-year-old book about colonizing Mars. Elon Musk. The name itself doesn't need any introduction. Elon Reeve Musk, born June 28th, 1971. Yada, 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 yada. One of the most richest people, yada, 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 yada. He shares the same first name as a character in a 69-year-old book about colonizing Mars. In the book, the Elon character, E-L-O-N, is described as the leader of a Martian colony. The incident came into the limelight in December 2020 when a Twitter user by the name Toby Lee responded to a tweet from Musk about his destiny. Anyway.
I heard something about that. I don't know if my wife mentioned something about it or what, but I've heard that before, and there was a logical explanation behind it. I just can't recall what it was.
It's according to it's in von Braun's 1953 book Project, or Mars Project is what it's called. Referenced a person named Elon that would bring humans to Mars.
Yeah.
That's just a little, to me, dude, that's just a little too Elon. I mean, come on. Who the fuck? I hadn't even heard the fucking name. When I heard of him. And you're going to tell me that in 1958 they knew the name Elon?
Now, of course, there's more than one person in the world named Elon. Maybe he read this book when he was younger, and it's kind of like what do they call it? Not manifest destiny, but like planting a seed inside of him when he was little, he read this book and he was fascinated by it, and that's the direction his life went into subconsciously.
Wow.
Don't know.
I would love to have his cat on our show someday. I mean, this would be great. I don't think he's got time for ham and eggers like us, but I mean, fuck. I'll put it out there.
know.
I'll see if I can get him.
Right?
What would you ask him? You have one question.
If I could hold the dollar.
There you go. Let me hold your wallet. Yeah, no. No, I think he's a cool guy. I like how he picks on Bezos. Speaking of Bezos,
Oh, Lord.
isn't he starting to look more like an evil character from a Mike Myers movie?
Right? Or Despicable Me or something?
Yeah, he's becoming more and more cartoonish to me. You know, I can't. I don't know who that is to his side there. That was the photo that was attached to this thing that I
Yeah.
saw here. So hang on, let me.
Whoever
pull
it is looks like she got punched in the mouth.
This is according to Futurism.com. Amazon founder, and this is what they said. I thought I was the first one to pick this out. Evidently not. Amazon founder and Elon Musk's favorite punching bag, Jeff Bezos, is assembling a team of top scientists to assist in his dream of developing immortality technology. The billionaire is funneling his money into an anti-aging startup dubbed Auto Labs, which formally launched on Wednesday. The project recently recruited Hal Barone, formerly of the chief scientific officer at the pharmaceutical giant GlaxoSmithKline, and is now tapped as Auto Labs CEO. I don't know what to think of this.
Right?
Are we made to live forever
Yeah.
in the flesh and blood?
Well, you know, the reason you die is just because your body wears out, you know? How do you prevent that, you know? And if you're at a certain point, is there a way to reverse it?
Well, here's one of the things they talked about, that at the startup's core is their mission of achieving biological reprogramming. This is a method of essentially rejuvenating cells after they've matured. In theory, the cells could then do things like repair your body as it ages and even cure age-related diseases like dementia.
Okay.
Maybe this somehow goes with that chip in your head, too. Mike's in a sneeze timeout, everybody, if you're wondering what's going
That's
on
right.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
You
just
didn't
impressed
like
he
that.
turned his microphone back on. I'm feeling great now.
Right?
Anyway,
took
this
me
looks like
24
something
minutes
you
to
may
get
want to
that
get some money in if you're looking to play the stock market or something, but I wouldn't begin to tell you where, but I just don't know if we're made to live forever. I mean, Disney and Ted Williams had their heads cut off and frozen in the castle or something, so they can be put on a body of a robot or something.
Right? Now, are they alien geniuses because they knew that this technology was coming?
Well, I've recently been discussing some things with people who seem to know what's happening on a month-to-month, week-to-week, day-to-day basis. And they've
Yes.
documented these things like 3 or 4 years ago. And now, chronologically, these things are happening the same way. So this is almost like a Nostradamus type situation here. What I'm getting at is, I think we've talked about time travel before on this show. I think it's
Yeah.
real. And I think
I think it's not.
I think it's linear. In other words, January 21st, here and the now, if I stepped into the dimension to the left or the one to the right of me, that would actually be at a different time period. Time is linear. It's not like we think about going backwards or forwards. It's linear in the same respect that it would be the same essential time in that year, in that mark of time. Does that make any sense?
No.
Okay.
If there was time travel anywhere in the future, somebody would screw up and come back and spill the beans.
They're back. That's what Musk and these guys. Maybe they're not aliens. Maybe they're coming back from the future, like the movie. Except instead of the book with all the gambling shit in it, they got one with science.
Yeah.
No, you're not a buyer.
Yeah, no.
Are
Check,
you
please.
Are you a buyer in other dimensions? Maybe there's other dimensions going on around us that we can't physically conceive, perceive.
That I believe is possible because your eyes see like 24 frames a second or something like that, and yeah, I think there's things that are out there that move so fast that we don't see them. But whether or not it's aliens from another planet or something like that, I don't know. But I do believe that there are things out there that we can't see, and that's plausible.
So do you think there's multiple of the same universe? It just has a different reality. Like maybe our relationships with certain people would be different. So is there another you, but in another dimension?
No,
you're the only one.
That's enough.
Well, how come on Super Friends, when we were a kid, Superman always had to fight Bizarro Superman from the other side of the world, the universe? And remember, his ass was backwards, and he was all grayed out in the face. No.
Yeah, that's because whoever was drawing at the time had some good weed.
All right, I think there's something to that. I think there could be. I think dimension travel could be linked to time travel as well. I think it's all. Anyway, who the hell am I? What the hell do I know? We were talking about the space and AI being a good place to invest money.
Yeah.
Investors poured $14.5 billion into space companies, including Elon Musk's SpaceX in 2021.
Wow.
That's a lot of money, dude.
That is a lot of money. And that's expendable income. That's money that people had laying around. Extra money.
Almost a third of that money, 4.3 billion of that money, was in the fourth quarter of last year alone. Record-setting for a booming industry as investors continue to bet on the space economy. They say space infrastructure companies received a record, yada, 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 investments, yada, 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 top deals. Top deals last quarter included Sierra Space, which raised $1.4 billion, $337 million raised by Elon Musk's SpaceX, and $250 million by Plant Labs after going public via SPAC in December 2021. We're talking about it and we're missing the boat, dude.
Yeah. Well, where did all this money come from? Inflation's out of control. The past year it's eased up a little bit, but inflation's been out of control. And where are people getting this money? That's what I'd like to know. Who's investing? Who's on the take to invest to get all this money to be able to invest?
You'll find out soon enough. It'll probably be in the next year. You'll find out. Also, yada 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 yada. I'm just scanning through the bottom of this to see if I didn't miss any part of this because we've talked about it before. Like in the gold rush days, the guy who made the most money was the guy with the picks and the hammers and stuff. I just want to be in the right place. It looks like anything Elon Musk touches is going to be safe. So I mean, I guess you invest in what he's looking at.
Right. It's a shame. What's his stock going for? Let's see.
It depends on which one. There's different companies, but I guess you just go to Tesla. Would be the big one.
Let's see. Tesla stock.
Yeah, I was trying to pull it. 943.90.
Exactly, yeah.
Down 52 bucks today.
Yeah, down 5% today. Well,
everything's going down, dude.
That's not good.
I seem to know a guy that I like to listen to. He's a pretty smart motherfucker. A little while ago has been telling everybody to take their shit out of the market and put it in gold.
Yeah.
That guy's pretty fucking smart, ain't he?
Everybody's, at one time or another, everybody says that. So you don't know who to freaking believe nowadays.
Well, if I said it a year ago, I'd be right. If I said it 6 months ago, I'd be right. If I said it a month ago, I'd still be right. So I mean,
wow. Disney?
Yeah.
Disney's down 6.9% today.
How much is it?
A share, 137.
Yeah, it's getting ready to split again. They don't like it getting that high. So if you want to get if you want to double your money, buy it now, even though it's still relatively high. It'll split. Then you'll have two of them at $67 a piece. And then in another 5 years, same thing will happen and it'll split again.
Yeah, no, the last time they split was like 1999, just before I moved to Florida. And when I worked for the Mouse, I had like 80 shares and I sold it. I bought it at like $29. I think I sold it at like $28.
Oh no, I did good with all my stocks when I had to unload everything back in the day. Divorce.
Yes.
But
imagine it.
yeah, that was back when you had to physically walk into the broker. You know, even in Florida here, you couldn't just get on a phone unless you had millions of dollars. But you went to the broker. Mm-hmm. They typed some shit, and they were like, "Why are you selling this?" Merck, Disney, Brinker, all these blue chip stuff that I really got in cheap, and then I was at a good point. I had to cash out. It's like I would keep this shit. I'm like, buddy, I need money. I need money now. Yeah.
Lawyers aren't cheap.
So this is the Atlas V rocket. I just put a picture up if you're watching us live on twitch.tv/bothmics. This Atlas V rocket is up here because
it says Amazon on it. What the hell?
Yeah, right? Hang on a second here. I'm trying to get this shit pulled up here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Mike.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I wish I knew. I must have missed the show this morning on all right, I did that. I saw that. Here it is. Here it is.
Uh-huh.
Hang on. According to space.com, Atlas V rocket launches 2 surveillance satellites for the U.S. Space Force. This happened this afternoon at 2 p.m. If you're watching us live, when this is being recorded is Friday, the 21st of 2022. I had no idea. I would have gone outside and taken a look at it. So apparently this was a secret mission until it went off. But here's my thing. Dude, right down the road, I mean, we're shooting off rockets all the time. And this one's... They're telling me what it's for. It's for the Space Force. Isn't that wild to think that this shit's going on right down the road?
This is the one that went off like Monday night or Tuesday night?
This went off 2 p.m. this afternoon.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. There was one earlier this week that went off at night that everybody was creaming about on the news and on the interwebs. I missed it. I had no idea it went off until after it went off. And we could see them clear as day from where we live. So I missed the opportunity to let the kids see it. So
it's something called
I wish it was a
GSSAP was what they were carrying. That's a Geosynchronous Space Situational Awareness Program satellites.
Okay.
Say that 10 times fast.
It sounds like a fancy name for GPS.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. So that's why I'm thinking that's not the truth. I mean, think about it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it has something to do with other shit going on in the world. Here's what's going on in our new world. This is what could be going on when we go to colonize Mars. There's a cartoon up here of a spaceman. It says, mission to Mars. First step, prepare the ground for the future arrival of human beings. So there's a guy in a spacesuit throwing trash everywhere out of the trash bag.
Right. Okay. What's the thought behind that?
It's supposed to be funny, I guess. You know, back in the 70s, they had the Indian that was crying all over TV. I guess this is the next thing.
Overlooking the interstate.
Well, here's what's going on. Space.com. NASA wants your ideas to reuse trash and waste on a Mars mission. You have till March 15th to submit your Red Planet innovations. Yada, yada.
Okay.
The agency's tournament lab, along with crowdsourcing platform HeroX, have launched a Waste to Base challenge, looking for ideas to recycle trash, waste carbon dioxide, and foam packaging materials during a 2 to 3 year crew Red Planet, Michigan. Competitors have until March 15th to enter the challenge, and several prizes of up to $1,000 each will be awarded for novel ideas out of the total purse of $24,000.
Wow. You know, it reminds me, the place I used to work at in San Antonio. There's a corporate or a Fortune 100 company. It's a company out of Dublin, Ireland, and it worldwide, global company, great company. I kind of miss working there. They were really good, great benefits, the whole 9 yards. And they had a program there called We and then the at sign. And basically what it did is you had certain criteria you had to meet every year in order to qualify for your raise and stuff like that. And one of them was this We At program. They wanted 1.5 ideas a year to optimize your work or work that happened inside the building. And it was part of your job to come up with ideas to make someone else's company better. This kind of reminded me of that. You know,
exponentialize the Elon Musk opportunity there. Get enough people thinking that way. That's awesome.
And you know, my idea was to get rid of the We At idea. They didn't like that when I submitted that one.
Do you have to put your name on it, I guess?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, if you were able to, if there was a task that, say, 50 people did 10 times a day, and you were able to cut a minute off of how that task was done,
there you go.
It would save 500 minutes a day times 5 days a week times 52 weeks a year. That initially was a dollar figure, and they would give you a percentage for that idea if it was a good enough idea.
Oh, percentage, because I'm used to getting stiffed. My dad got done like that. I got done like that. I'm sure we shared stories before. They give you a $50 gift card, and then they go make $4.2 billion on your idea.
Exactly, and that's what it was. I think it was a couple $100, $300 I got for the idea, and it was all relegated to what the savings was. But I also, you think of it this way too, is like the department that you worked in has every task takes a certain amount of time, and all the tasks together is a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Now you have this, and you come in with people, and you're like, oh, here's an idea, and it's going to save this. Here's an idea, and it's going to save that. Now, if you have say $2 million, and then your first idea saves $100,000, and then say, just for example, you come up with 30 ideas that save $100,000. Now, all of a sudden, on paper, your department is making, is saving more money than it actually costs to do it. So you're $2 million department, but you're saving $3 million because of all the ideas on paper. It doesn't work that way. It's impossible. So it's all smoke and mirrors. As far as doing the math with that stuff. But like I said, the way to do it is get 100 people out there to give you ideas. 100 people are going to come up with more and better ideas than one person alone would.
Well,
right.
There you go.
Now, here's something just to back up a second. I had a pop-up come up. Netflix, talking about stock.
Crazy,
Netflix stock is $397.50 a share.
It's heading down.
Today, it dropped 21.79%.
Mm-hmm.
It went down $110 a share.
A lot of the COVID companies people are cashing out of. A lot of the companies that made a lot of money or their stock took a jump during the lockdown or the pandemic, whatever you want to call it. These are the stocks people are jumping.
Yeah, but it went down $110.75 a share. That's amazing.
Crazy.
It took a dump today.
Crazy. So, do you have an idea we can send to NASA here by March 15th? Maybe we could win $1,000.
Yeah, don't eat yellow snow.
There you go.
Yeah.
They should.
Yellows.
I think what I'll do is to solve a lot of waste, what I'll do is I'll just suggest that they film this at the same place they filmed the moon landing in New Mexico at. Soundstage, the outside there. I've already visited that place, and then the astronauts are like running like slow. Now tell me, with the technology we had back in those days in the mid 60s, how the fuck did we get a car on the moon for a dude to drive around in? Is it an EV vehicle, an electric vehicle?
I think it had to be,
That
right?
battery charged? Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
Yeah,
There's no
solar
combustion.
powered.
There's no. He seemed to be wheeling around in that bitch pretty. So we've had this technology for electric automobiles for a long, long time.
Yeah, yeah, and it wasn't cost efficient. Well, more than likely, it probably wasn't a way for auto manufacturers to cash in on it.
Wasn't a way
And-
for John Paul Getty or all those people to keep their money that they were making with Chevron
Right.
and Getty and all these
Yep,
companies back
Rockefeller.
in the day.
Right? Yeah, the oil interest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, again, it's not always the guy that finds the gold. It's the guy that supplies the picks and the axes. He was
exactly.
supplying people. Yeah, smart guy.
Supplying people's dream.
Yeah, no, I get it. We had a couple deaths recently here.
Yeah, it's unreal. This past couple months has just been out of control.
Recently, today it was announced anyway. This morning, Meatloaf.
Yep.
Meatloaf
74.
died 74.
Yep.
You were a fan of Meatloaf?
I was a fan of Meatloaf. What was his name? Aday was his last name. Marvin Lee Aday was his name. His dad used to call him Meat because he was a little meatball, and it picked up and it stuck over these years. Meatloaf.
My couple memories of Meatloaf is one. I had a shirt and it said Meatloaf like in a logo, like in glitter. And that was back in like 1978 or 79. And I think my mom and I were in Kmart or some shit like that. And I'm probably like 12 years old then or so. And my mom gets stopped by this old lady and she goes, "Oh, I just love this young man's shirt. I love Meatloaf too. I have it every Thursday."
At Luby's.
Yeah,
At the
right?
cafeteria.
Yeah, and then my next thing was seeing him in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was cool.
Never saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show all the way through.
Oh yeah, well you have to.
Yeah. Saw him a couple times, but a memory that sticks out in my mind. We saw him at Hard Rock Live, and we were upstairs at one of the VIP tables, and I'm like, I want a guitar pick for Meatloaf. So I walked downstairs, walked around, walked past the bar, walked down, got on the floor, walked all the way to the front, walked up to the stage, and his microphone was right there. I took a guitar pick off his mic stand, took my guitar pick, walked back upstairs, and walked to my table with my guitar pick.
Now, were they playing at the time or no?
Did I lose you?
Were they
think I
playing
lost
at
you.
the time or no?
You're there.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
there.
here. Can you hear me now? Bueller?
Alimony.
Bueller?
You there?
Yeah,
Bueller?
I'm
Bueller?
here.
Bueller?
I'm
I
here.
think we're back. We're
Okay.
back. We're back.
Okay.
All right.
No,
What
I
part
was
did you
listening.
miss?
I heard every word you said.
Okay,
All right. So
okay, cool.
so my question was were they playing at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was during the show. It wasn't like in between sets or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, that's just how we roll.
like-
I mean,
Took my happy drunk butt downstairs and grabbed the guitar pick and came back.
yeah, you don't know how many birthdays and anniversaries Lisa had in 1 month or 2 years or so, because that's how you get the set list. Oh, it's my old lady's birthday. She's her favorite band. Can you give me that set list? Yeah, okay, here you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And-
did a bunch of set lists from the Monsters of Rock cruise too.
Yeah. And then Louie Anderson died.
Yeah, which is odd because I thought he died years ago.
Well, the thing is there was just the thing on the news yesterday that he was hospitalized with complications from some sort of cancer, a non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and the first reporting of it that I saw was yesterday, and saying he's resting comfortably in the hospital. And then today they're like, dead, age 68.
Wow.
So
Yeah, 68's not that old, man.
yeah,
I hate that crap.
did I even put the Meatloaf picture up? There's the Meatloaf picture.
No. Yeah. Meatloaf.
And then
I hate meatloaf.
here's the Louie Anderson picture. Now he I liked him back in the day. He was like that guy who was always in the B movie type situation, but he was he won an Emmy for his TV performance as a mom to twin adult sons in the TV series Baskets. That also stars Zach Galifianakis. So
Really?
yeah, and then he also had a cartoon show called Life with Louie. Because you know how he had that voice, that like whiny type voice.
Right.
Yeah. So
I just remember he was the host of Family Feud for a while.
yeah.
But like he's one of those guys. Like, okay, where'd he come from? And he's a household name. And next thing you know, he's freaking doing Family Feud. I'm like, all right, okay.
So,
but like I said, I thought he died years ago.
Well, I've always liked him. I never had a problem with him. He's been in several TV series, including Scrubs, Touched by an Angel. He had a part in a big screen Eddie Murphy movie, Coming to America.
Really?
Yeah, he says.
Don't remember that.
He says in a magazine interview, Anderson recounted getting the role after he spotted Murphy, who he knew from working at comedy clubs at a Los Angeles restaurant. Anderson said hello, then made a costly decision that paid off. He said, take Eddie Murphy's check and put it on my credit card, but don't tell him until after I leave. Anderson recalled telling a waiter he ended up with a $600 charge, but Murphy called to thank him and offered to write a part for him in the Coming to America.
Wow. Yeah. Dividends right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I like stories like that. But, he did play a mom. He played an older woman in this situation. So I don't know. I'm not judging him by anything. But it's pretty hard for a dude to pull off a woman, I guess, huh?
Yeah, well, I guess if you're unique enough, Yeah, strange.
I'm looking at this and, his big break came in 1984 when Johnny Carson, known for showcasing rising comedians on The Tonight Show, brought him on to perform.
Yeah, that back in the day, that was how it was done.
If you got on Carson, that was your golden ticket.
Yeah, when there's 5 channels on your television, and one of them, is the most popular nighttime show. I'll bet you the Tonight Show has a fifth of what the audience was back then now. Because there's 1,000 other things to do. Back then, what was there? There was Carson at 11:30.
So I'm looking at here, I'm trying to find these celebrity deaths, because we have had a few. Louie Anderson.
Yeah. Betty White a couple weeks ago.
99.
Yeah.
Meatloaf. Who's Gaspard Ulliel, a Marvel actor. 37-year-old dude. Kind of looks like everybody with the douchebag chin strap, friggin' no shave.
Right. Yeah.
Andre Leon Talley, whoever that is, old black guy.
Nope. A couple musicians I know have passed away in the past few weeks too.
This is a sad one. Jordan Cashmere, the 16 and pregnant star, passed away at 26.
Yep. I saw that. I think it was last weekend.
Some other TikToker guy, some other guy, famous murderer. Ronnie Spector, the Ronettes star, died at 78.
Yep. She did the duet with Eddie Money, that "Be My Little Baby" song.
Bob Saget, of course, recently passed.
Right. Yep.
Sidney Poitier.
Yeah. Another person who I thought was dead years ago.
Right. So, have you ever had that situation where you ran into somebody that you thought they had died, or you saw somebody?
Always one.
Yeah, Louie Anderson.
No, I mean, okay, you're on the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, oh yeah, I want to see so-and-so and so-and-so. The elevator door opens, and there's Michael Jackson in the elevator, or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
How would that go?
I'm sure. I can't think off the top of my head of anybody, but I'm sure I've come across that situation before.
I mean, do you say something to the person? gee, you look taller in real life, or you look fatter on TV, or what do you say? What do you do?
Right.
How do you break the ice? You have 30 seconds in an elevator with this person. Go. You know?
Yeah. Well, I told you my Terry Bradshaw story, right?
I think I remember.
Yeah, at the Hard Rock Hotel in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We were there for a conference for my wife's work, and this is BC, before kids, and or BK, and we're in the elevator, and there's a guy in a corduroy jacket, and he's got a cabbie beanie on. I'm looking at him like, oh, okay, it's kind of strange, and I'm like, yeah, and we get down to the first floor, and the elevator door is getting ready to open, and I'm like, hey, excuse me, but anybody ever tell you look like Terry Bradshaw? And then the doors open. He takes a half a step out, turns around, takes his hat off, and curtsies.
Nice.
And he goes, yes, because I am.
Nice.
Puts his hat back on and disappears into somewhere. And my wife and I are looking at each other like, what just happened? And I'm like, I want to get a picture with him. And I turn around, and he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he was like, oh, I've been had. They found out.
No, he's just like that.
Ran or went backstage or something.
It's a better story this way.
Yeah. So, poof, Terry Bradshaw disappeared.
Well, there's
Oklahoma.
an interesting article I stumbled across today, and it doesn't have to do with dead people, thank God. But this has to do with somebody I like in the music industry, Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick.
I have questions too.
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Last weekend they played Rock Island in Key West.
Yes.
All right. I shared some videos with you. I had some friends that were actually
I didn't
there
see
at
any
the
of
show.
them.
You didn't see them?
They couldn't come to me. No file,
right.
whatever.
But you said, "Hey, I want to see these." So I
Yes.
pasted them. I pasted them on your Facebook page. So
Oh, I
look on your
didn't.
damn
I didn't
Facebook.
see that part. Okay, go ahead.
All right, you got your regular. You got your Rick Nielsen
Yes.
guitar, Tom Peterson bass.
Yes.
You have I think Rick's son on drums,
Yes, Dax.
Robin Zander, lead singer.
Yes.
There's a fifth person on the stage.
Yes, that happens. That's Robin's son.
Okay, that's Robin's son. Is that Robin's son Taylor?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, not to be confused with Xander Taylor, my son, but that's Taylor Xander. Now, here's the thing. Rick didn't look very good on stage. He kind of looked, I don't want to be negative, but he looked...
So you're jinxing me because I brought this up right after the dead people. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate
Well,
that.
I'm just saying, he didn't look very active. He didn't look himself. He looked... And I'm wondering, is he not able to play his parts, and that's why the other guitar player is brought on?
No, I think he's all right. I've seen his decline in his the way I've seen him over the years, and he's just getting old. He's just getting old, dude. I think he still has it. I found this article interesting on GuitarWorld.com. Cheap Trick's Rick Nielsen. He says, "quote I'm not a virtuoso. I'm a songwriter that plays rhythm guitar, and once in a while I have to play lead." And it just goes on to tell his story and tell about him, and it gives you the total breakdown. So I really got some more insight. I mean, I knew most all the information here, but it's always nice to see a piece like that written about somebody who you listened to back in the 70s, and now we're in 2022, and they're still going at it, dude.
Right. Yeah. How old is he?
I think he's 74, 75. Wow. I think he graduated around the same time as my parents, so yeah.
Wow. Yeah, somebody just turned 70 in the music business, and I was like, holy crap, 70 years old.
That's what all... How old do you think these freaking people are you're seeing on occasion, Mike?
Yeah.
I mean, if they were 20 years old when you liked them in high school, guess what? They're 70. They're 75.
Yup. Gosh, I can't remember who it was, but yeah, somebody just turned 70, and I was making a passing comment to the missus about it. So, cool. Yeah, Sammy Hagar, 70, gonna be 75 this year.
All right, so do we dare? I'm going to take Rick's picture down for this part.
Okay.
Do we dare have a Deadpool?
Not bad karma.
Okay.
Bad karma for that.
That's what I'm asking. I'm just asking.
We're not 90s radio shock jocks. Let's put it this way: we'll do a Deadpool, but you have to roll around in mouse traps first.
No, I'm good. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna do all that.
With the beard, I think it would be funny to see you roll around the mouse traps.
Yeah, no, not so much. No, I'm good. I'm good without rolling around in mouse traps. And
We'll get the misses out there, and we'll paint their breasts green for St. Patrick's Day.
getting a Prince Albert because I lost a bet on the show. Not a good look for me.
No.
Not a good look. You know, we do have a few minutes here. We have about 5 minutes, 6 minutes or so. We can talk about some get off my lawn incidents. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Maybe you can help me with this. Let me get this other photo down from here. Hold on. I'm not as smooth at this because... Hang on here. Let's pull that down. Okay, there we go. You ever see those little motorized bikes like mopeds?
Yeah.
Okay. Do those belong on the road or on the sidewalk?
Are we talking like a full-size moped?
Talking a moped that can be pedaled as a bike, but it has a motor on it. Looks more like a moped than a bike, but it's got a motorized motor on it. I don't know the speed or the horsepower or the brake power, none of that stuff.
That is on the street. If it has a license plate, it's on the street.
If you're driving on one of those and you're on a sidewalk and you come up to an intersection, you can just blow right through that motherfucker, right? Because you're on the sidewalk illegally, you can just do that, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. You can do whatever you want. As far as legal, that's another thing. And as far as getting your ass killed, that's another thing.
Yeah, I almost killed somebody today, pulling into my neighborhood in the same situation. And
wow.
It was made out like I was the bad guy. And luckily, I saw this situation coming, and
you anticipated.
Yes, and I bowed out of there, but then I was looked at like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, really? We really want to go there.
Now, did this have a license plate, or is this one of these kids' toys?
I don't know. Dude was like in his 20s, probably just got off his shift washing dishes at the Olive Garden or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's an Olive Garden where you live?
No. I just thought the Olive Garden's about 5 miles away. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. No.
I just want to make sure I wasn't getting off my lawn guy.
Yeah. No. Especially if you're in your 20s. If you're an adult and you're on anything, you shouldn't be on any kind of device that rolls down the sidewalk. These one wheels.
Well, I get it. I mean, maybe that's his. Maybe it's a DUI situation. Maybe he has tickets, or whatever. I get it. He's still got to work. Still got to get to work. And I don't even know if the guy had a job. I'm just saying. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here, but to make me to be the bad guy for his indiscretion, that's where we are in this world. I think now it's your fault, Mike. I'm the victim, and it's your fault.
Yep. It's never me. And the thing is, it's always been like that. It's just that there's more availability to hear other people's BS. People are always stupid. People always did stupid things. We just see it more now, and people, they want their 15 minutes of fame, and they're out there waving the flag for stupid people.
Yeah, everybody's got a fucking podcast, right?
Yeah, but how many last over a year?
We're closing in on show 100, dude.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Let's see, we're at 87 now, and then we'll have 4 more shows before you get on the boat. So that'll put us at, that's 89, 91. We'll, after, maybe a couple shows after you get back from the cruise, we'll hit 100.
Yeah, probably around St. Patrick's Day.
That'd be awesome.
A St. Patrick's /100 birthday or 100 episode show. Let's see. Is the 17th on a Friday? That'd be kind of cool. 17th is a Thursday.
I always used to remember at the RFC, the Aaron Gobralis. I don't know if you remember that.
What?
Maybe I should talk about that later off the show.
What?
Yeah, I'll probably stick my foot in my mouth here. I better, you know, the old saying that's an Irish saying, Aaron go bra. It's like an Irish thing, ERINGOBRAUGH. That's like, here, let me type that in and give you the actual translation.
Okay.
It means Ireland till the end of time.
All right. I guess I missed something.
Yeah. There was somebody at the RFC who had that name, and that was the running gag. You would
okay.
say their name.
Does this particular girl have red hair?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I just don't want to say too much. I mean, it's right there, but I mean, you know. Anyway, I don't know. You know me, dude. I'll spit it out if I'm on the air. I'll spit it out if I think about it, and I'll throw caution to the wind.
Yeah, and they ran that air conditioner all the time at Rainforest too.
You people.
Yeah, amazing place to work.
Yeah, was
it's
interesting.
amazing.
Was it
20 years later, and I'm still in touch with so many of the people.
Yeah, well, that's also you're at a different point in your life too. Because when you were younger, you were like, "Fuck, I'll be dead in 7 years. I'll never see these fuckers again." You know?
Yeah. So be it.
All right, so we got like a minute and a half here to wrap up. What does that say? I can barely see it.
I know.
You put it like in front of you, just down. Yeah, there you go. See that? There you go. All right, Chip Lab.
That's my.
Hold them down in front of you. There you go. Poker chips. Nice. Both Mike's poker chips.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Gonna, one side.
So we have the stickers and we have the poker chips now.
Yep. And then on the back side, it actually says, greetings from Mike, Brenda, Xander, and Nicholas Taylor, St. Augustine, Florida, bothmikes.com.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's like a little tchotchke giveaway. People do little trading things of guitar picks and bracelets, rubber bracelets and stuff like that on the Monster Rock cruise. So maybe I'll be able to use these at the roulette table and they won't notice.
There you go. Yes, I'm liking that idea a lot. I'm liking that idea. Well, listen, if you're watching us on twitch.tv/bothmikes or YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're listening to the podcast, wherever, we really appreciate it. And give us some feedback. Chat us up a bit. Send us a note. Tell us.
Yeah, let us know that you're out there.
Anyway, a couple quick shout-outs here. Hit up my boy Gino Losi if you want to go fishing anywhere in Florida. Melon Patch Theater in Leesburg, of course. Send them some money, a donation. Go see a live show there. My friend Dustin Levine's doing a great job there. And hit up my friend Night Fan Stan in Orlando at Jet Set Printing for all your printing needs. Until next time.
Until next time.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
See, there it is.